drop.
Racing games have been a bit of a mixed bag over the last couple of years, but with the new generation of massively powerful hardware and all the online cross-device stuff as well, there is now huge scope for developers to jump out from the traditional. But the big names are still here. We all expected the announcement of Forza 5. The long-awaited return of the Xbox's answer to Gran Turismo will be the first of the big two to hit the new generation. First off, we can't ignore the fact that graphically, Forza 5 just looks ridiculously good. Close-ups of what looks like the Vista mode, showing even the texture of the paint in the light, is staggering. They have also buddied up with McLaren, which is no bad thing to help with their handling physics and whatnot. All very impressive, and we can only assume that Turn 10 will be keeping up with their constant updates and DLC that has created a thriving online community. Online is where Forza really had the edge over Gran Turismo, but with Gran Turismo 6 being released on the PS3, it will probably be a few years before we get to have a head-to-head on the new hardware.
All clear on Driftwood. The window is open.
Another famous name is, of course, EA's Need for Speed, and the next game in the series is called Rivals. Is it a remake of Hot Pursuit? Definitely a little bit, but it does look impressive, with helicopters buzzing around trying to stop you and huge chases where you can be the cops or be chased by them. It does seem that Need for Speed feels like a franchise that's kind of bumbling along though. Visually impressive it may be, but Rivals hasn't really shown us anything so far that we haven't seen in Need for Speed games gone by. Watch this space is the message here. The Crew, meanwhile, is Ubisoft's answer to EA's Need for Speed, and it looks spectacular. An open world that represents the entire United States, a constantly online thriving world where you take part in challenges, heists, takedowns, and all manner of things with your friends. To do so, you need to kit out your car for the job, not just throwing some NOS under the bonnet. We're talking about turning this Camaro into a fully fledged off-road beast. This looks like the perfect mix between Need for Speed and the original Driver, as you speed around busy streets with picket fences flying all over the place. Everyone wants more, and so far, The Crew has taken a gigantic leap forward ahead of Need for Speed. The other big talking point has to be Drive Club. No one seems really sure whether to be excited about this or not. Evolution says this will be all about teams. It's about teaming up with your friends in a club, I guess, and racing and working together to compete and win. What this will mean in real terms is still vague at this stage. Challenges you have to complete aren't always going to be races, and neither will they always involve being on the full game. It could mean doing stuff on tablets and interacting with your club, and then beating other clubs around the world, which sounds interesting. But we'll have to see what they release going forward before we get ahead of ourselves. So, what have we learned? Racing games are really seeing the benefit from the next-gen hardware. They're all stunningly beautiful. Forza has the jump on Gran Turismo, The Crew has the jump on Need for Speed, and Drive Club could still get the jump on everyone. Racing games have been limping a little over the last few years, but this new generation is looking very exciting.